early days when England was pasture land and green, and man had yet to turn his hand to the power that was steam. The becks ran swift and silver through Cleveland's misty gills, and lonely shepherds and their flocks roamed the silent hills. And the iron men they came, and the iron men they stayed, from Rosedale up to Normanby. They hewed the hills away, they hewed the hills away.
Oldest son's always followed the father at the pitch, end of story. I remember my brother coming down Kilton Pit. My dad said to me, our Ian's coming down to the school to have a look around, and the cage came down. He stood out the cage, he turned sideways and threw up against the wall and got back in the cage and went up. And that was the end of our ladder underground. There's some little man boxes in the side. Well, we used to have those every 10 metres along the roadways, and you used to have to be aware to get into one of these, because if a set of trucks come past, there's no room left in the roadway. Really, it was all self-preservation. There was no sort of risk assessments, and you have a chat before you go down, and it was just when you get down there, screw your head and watch what you're doing, you know what I mean? So there were, fairly hairy places to work.
Ewan for the yore, Ewan for the yore, Ewan for the rusty yore for 50 years and more. Sometimes the yore was silvery grey, and sometimes rusty red. Sometimes he hewed it on his back, or standing on his head. And often he was all cramped up in a couple of feet of space, with a wall of jagged rock above 6 inches from his face. Ewan for the yore, Ewan for the yore, Ewan for the rusty yore for 50 years and more. He talked about conditions and about the rates of pay, and often he was making less than 4 and a tanner a day. To ask for better conditions was like asking for the moon, for the miner paid the piper, but the owner called the tune.
Had 2 incidents in less than a year, Kilton explosion and Lindale explosion. Right. And the Northern Mines rescue team came, and 15 men, I think, I can't remember the figures.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like 15 guys killed it, Kilton. So they then put all the rescue gear on and started going where the men were, and they were finding men groggy but not dead, and they were picking them up and sitting them inside a tub and just pushing the tubs down the roadway as fast as they could get them out. There was more regulations about the maintenance of horses than there was the welfare of 12-year-olds that were going down there to work. And that's...
But if there was an accident, the first question the owners asked is the horse all right? This mine had a stable on the surface of 45. All great big horses. I mean, that to bring them out, throw them under the cage in a basket sometimes. This is for the fortnight's holiday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And bring them out at night, take them to the field where they're going to stop, take the blindfold off, and the stone broke. So the eyes got used to the light.
When I first started as apprentice, I was told it was compulsory for me to join the local band as an apprentice, and they gave me a trombone. Balmy evenings, all the mums and dads would sit on the doorsteps and chit-chat. Kids would play cricket in the back street. Kids would end up falling out with one another, and somebody would hit somebody, and then they would come screaming around, and then Mrs. Garland would shout at Mrs. Dunning, and Mrs. Dunning would, listen, the kids were playing in the back street. It was all really super stuff, it really was super stuff.
We've seen the last of the Cleveland miners. Goodbye, old William. So long, young Tom. You stashed your gear away for good now. An age of iron has come and gone. Now there were few smiles upon their faces. They'd very little or naught to say. It said that some were nigh into years, some shook their heads and walked away. Now the wind will whine among the workings, and through the rafters the sun will play. Those spoil tips soon will all grow over, with weed and bramble then crumble away. Those winding sheds will fall in ruin, those tall stone chimneys will do the same. Those shafts and tunnels will flood with water, those engine houses are let in rain. Goodbye then Lingdale and Kilton too. Goodbye North Skelton, you were the last. We've seen an end to the Cleveland mining, an age of iron has come to pass. We've seen the last of the Cleveland miners. We've seen an end to the Cleveland mining, an age of iron has come to pass.